Comic Boom.
Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review Batman issue 75, which kicks off the City of Bane. It's all been leading to this, apparently. Tom King's very long, dragged-out run has been leading to City of Bane. Bane has been orchestrating all these massive things that have occurred against Bruce Wayne, against Batman. He's brought Batman down. It is apparent that Thomas Wayne, Flashpoint Batman, is the one that crawled out of the pit. At least Thomas Wayne crawled out of the pit before Bruce Wayne did. And they have made their way back to Gotham, and now it would appear that all of Gotham is essentially the City of Bane. Now, this really plays out like an Elseworlds tale. It's like an imaginary tale. It really is crazy and extraordinary that any of this could realistically happen in such a ridiculously short time frame. But it is what it is, and quite frankly, I'm going to read it as just an interesting, fun sort of Elseworlds tale. It's crazy, it's zany. I mean, imagine a Gotham where Hugo Strange is Commissioner Gordon, where the Joker and Riddler are detectives on the beat, and they're investigating all the crimes. And imagine where Psycho Pirate is the one that's manipulating the minds of all the villains of Arkham Asylum in order to make them Bane's minions in the control and the running of Gotham. And in this particular opening issue, it shows them going after Two-Face. And when they are unsuccessful in trying to locate Two-Face, who do they call in? Well, they flash the bat signal into the sky, and Flashpoint Batman comes to the rescue. And Flashpoint Batman appears on the rooftop with Commissioner Hugo Strange and basically, is told what needs to be done. That clearly Two-Face, who's trying to escape being manipulated by Psycho Pirate, he is ultimately taken down. Now, Two-Face, of course, it's rather an interesting story. This was actually fun. This was a fun read. I actually enjoyed this. This was a good tale. It's faster paced. We got a lot of information all in one issue. It's absolutely fantastically drawn here. The art here by Tony Daniel is fantastic. Really good stuff here. Now, basically, as Two-Face in this issue has Solomon Grundy. And another powerful, I don't know who the other person is, quite frankly. He has Two-Face and another powerful person, a powerful villain, basically kill some B-level characters, the Double X twins, I think they're called, or some damn thing. Anyways, he kills them, and Flashpoint Batman knows that they're big-level threats, and he basically, long story short, he tracks down Two-Face, and of course he needs help, and he gets Gotham Girl to help him take down Solomon Grundy. And the other villain, who I just don't know who the other one is. In any event, it's still pretty cool. Gotham Girl is still sort of a rambling. She sort of rambles on and on. The most questionable part in this particular issue, I thought, was Gotham Girl's dialogue. As a matter of fact, even Chuck Dixon, who a well-known writer of Bane, as a matter of fact. Chuck Dixon, of course, is well-known. He basically, he's a well-known writer of Bane, and in fact, he wrote Bane Conquest, a 12-issue series. Chuck Dixon criticized Tom King's Batman here, and he showed the page where Gotham Girl is actually talking, and she's rambling on, and Chuck Dixon actually posted on Facebook that the heading, "How Not to Write Dialogue." And so it's definitely a huge criticism of Tom King. And you can kind of see it there. Gotham Girl here is really rambling on and on. Gotham Girl, of course, the whole Tom King's Batman run started with the Gotham twins, basically. Gotham Girl and Gotham himself, her brother, basically becoming part of Gotham City. Batman, of course, Batman's life was saved by Gotham Girl and Gotham. And ultimately, even though they're very powerful, every time a Gotham Girl uses her powers, she comes closer to death. Now, Gotham Girl is an essential part of this story, has always been an essential part of Tom King's long run, and particularly with City of Bane here, because you can imagine that with Gotham City being controlled by essentially all the villains, and essentially by Bane, that how in the heck is that going to work? You think that Justice League would go and take them down. Well, Tom King gave an interview with Entertainment Weekly, and he's basically stated something which I don't think it adds up, but he stated that accordingly, he believes he established in issue 5 of Batman that Gotham Girl is essentially more powerful than all the members of the Justice League. And Thomas Wayne here, Flashpoint Batman, tells Alfred, who is basically kind of captive in Wayne Manor, he tells Alfred that basically he's got Gotham Girl sort of patrolling the outskirts of Gotham to make sure that no members of the Justice League come into Gotham. And apparently that threat is enough. And also there's a threat there that I think implicitly Thomas Wayne, Flashpoint Batman, alludes to the fact that he believes that the Justice League is not attacking because they know that they fear that Flashpoint Batman, that he will kill Alfred. So the Justice League, it's inferred that the Justice League is not attacking Gotham because they're perhaps not fully aware of what's happening, and also they're fearful of the control that Bane has. They also probably suspect, probably at some level, I'm guessing, that Psycho Pirate's involved. Psycho Pirate is manipulating all the primary A-list and B-list villains of Gotham, but Psycho Pirate is not manipulating the minds of the citizenry, and that's on specific orders from Bane. Bane wants to control Gotham, he wants to run Gotham, and he wants to do it right. Because at the end of this issue, it shows Luthor, one of the Luthor drones, the Legion of Doom drones, make an offer to Bane. But Bane will have none of it, because Luthor points out to Bane that, look, you're very intelligent, you're very astute, you're very good at what you do, and you could even potentially be a threat to my old Luthor self. But for some reason, you just want to restrict your machinations to Gotham. And basically, Luthor's trying to understand Bane, because Luthor was prepared to make Bane an offer to give him more. But Bane already has what he wants, so Luthor can offer Bane nothing that Bane doesn't already have, because Bane has Gotham. That's all Gotham. That's all Bane wanted, really. That's all what Bane wants is Gotham. And it's the old, I am Bane, I am Bane. This is my city. Gotham is his city. And he controls it. There's no question that this issue establishes that Gotham is controlled and ran by Bane. But here's the thing, behind the scenes and interspersed in between all these events that I have described happening, it shows what we suspect and is later confirmed to be Bruce Wayne, who also having escaped that pit at the end of issue 74, is clearly it's almost like he's walking in the Himalayas. He's walking in a snowy mountain area, and it's like he's approaching almost like a Buddhist monk or something, and he's looking for something. He's looking for some information, and he ends up being knocked out by a couple of minions of the Magpie. Now the Magpie is the Magpie is a curious choice for a villain in a Batman comic, I think. She hasn't been used in a while, but in any event, apparently the Magpie is involved in this, and the Magpie, Bane must have suspected that at some point Bruce Wayne, Batman, would go to the Himalayas, I'm guessing. I'm a little bit confused here, but in any event, what ends up happening is that Bruce Wayne is looking for something, and I think he's looking for some information. He goes to this mountaintop looking for the memory of the mountain, as he calls it. He's looking for the memory of the mountain. Now exactly what is he looking for specifically when he says memory of the mountain, we're not sure, but he starts rambling on once he's knocked out. Bruce Wayne starts to ramble on as he's dying and freezing to death in the cold snow because he's robbed by these two people. He starts rambling on about how it was a boat, they met on a boat, and that's a reference to his ongoing argument with Catwoman that goes all the way back to the early issues of Batman, where Batman basically says, look, we met on a boat, and she says, no, we met on the street. And a pivotal moment in this issue is when Bruce Wayne is slowly dying, but there's this mysterious figure that approaches him and is clearly going to help him out, and as he rambles, we met on a boat, it's revealed to be Selina Kyle, saying, no, we met on the street. And it's really well done. I really enjoyed this comic book. I'm really excited to see what this 12 issues, this is apparently 12 issues long, and this will end Tom King's Batman run, and it will continue in Batman and Catwoman for another 12 issues. So essentially we got 24 issues left. The next 12 issues will complete the City of Bane storyline. What I really like here, I love the conversation between Alfred and Flashpoint Batman, where Alfred makes it very clear to Flashpoint Batman that, look, you can talk smart all you want, but he ain't broken. Bruce Wayne ain't broken, and, you've got no idea what's in store for you when he returns. And, of course, he's referring to the real Batman. Now, the Batman, Bruce Wayne Batman, of course, is the Batman we know and love. He's referred to as the fake Batman. Bane has Psycho Pirate in Psycho Pirate's manipulation of all the minds of all the criminals of Gotham, when they talk about the old Batman, they refer to him as the fake Batman. And that's clearly something that Bane wants to make clear. He's the fake Batman, and that the real Batman, the one that is essentially under Bane's control, is the Flashpoint Batman. Now, it's a little bit surprising to me that Flashpoint Batman would let himself be controlled by Bane. He's basically Bane's minion. He's basically, and he seems to be content with that. It's a little bit disappointing. I still don't quite. I will admit I don't quite agree with the handling of Flashpoint Batman. I just don't believe that the Flashpoint Batman would do such horrible things to his son. And for all we know, I mean, he says that Bruce Wayne, he says to Alfred that his son is broken, but why would he leave his son broken like that? I still just don't buy into the psychology of it. It's still inconsistent with what I read to be Flashpoint Batman. Again, I refer people to the Entertainment Weekly interview article with Tom King that was at Entertainment Weekly. Tom King basically explains it, that Thomas Wayne so badly wants his son not to be Batman that Thomas Wayne would go to any lengths to destroy Bruce Wayne, because if the alternative is Bruce Wayne being Batman, that's something that he simply cannot tolerate. And yet, hypocritically, for some reason, Thomas Wayne himself has no problem being a Flashpoint Batman, but for some reason won't let his son be Batman, and allows himself to be basically a minion to Bane, which is, I think, there's a mix-up there. I don't quite understand that logic, but it is what it is, and very clearly at some point Bruce Wayne's going to return, and we're going to have that confrontation not only between Batman and Flashpoint Batman, but of course between Batman and Bane. That is inevitable. And whether or not we're going to get the Justice League in this, I don't know. It's, again, so many moving parts here. This is fun. I'm really enjoying this. The art here, again, is just fantastic. I'm really curious to see the role that Catwoman's going to play. It's so great to see Catwoman back here. Selina's back with Batman. This is finally happening, and because this was such a long arc, to get 74 issues of Batman being slammed into the ground and this slow, methodical takedown of Batman, it was too long. It was too grueling, and it was very, very badly structured as a story, as a narrative. It really is broken down, and it doesn't make sense on multiple levels, and but you either love Tom King or you don't like him. There's not a lot of people that are in between. I'm actually a little bit in between. The narrative doesn't work. There are individual issues that are okay, but the narrative overall does not work. But at least now I can pretend that this is an imaginary tale. There's no reason that it should have taken 74 issues to get here. There's no reason at all. The setup for City of Bane should have been no more than 12 issues. Should have been no more than 12 issues, or certainly no more than 24. Even if I gave you 36 issues. That's double shipping. You could do that in basically a year and a half. I'd even grant you 24 to 36 issues to get to here if you really wanted to flush things out. But 74 issues? That's insanity. But it is what it is. I'm glad we're finally here. I'm glad we're finally at the tail end of this, and it's going to end. I'm really, really glad of that. I'm looking forward to a new writer on Batman. We just need, it's like I really like vanilla ice cream, but every now and then you got to change up the flavor. You know what I'm saying? No offense to Tom King. But in any event, guys, tell me what you think of Batman issue 75. Hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at Metropolis40. Don't forget to go outside and enjoy the summer and get away from comic books once in a while. And until next time, Comic Boom, out.